American security corporations, American companies in general have always argued that we give technology to the Chinese if we give them money and trade, that eventually capitalism will prevail and the Chinese will give freedom to their people. But just the opposite has happened. In fact, the Chinese have gotten very good at making authoritarian government operate right along with capitalism. With the Beijing Olympics as the backdrop, American companies in their greedy pursuit of money are helping the Chinese erect a total police state. The Golden Shield is the name for this surveillance state technology and the architecture that the Chinese are building. It's a totally integrated system where the Chinese will be able to track every citizen either by photos, facial recognition, and electronic identification cards. All this is being done, though, with the help of American mega corporations, which means it will be inevitable that eventually we'll have the same type of systems on American soil. The Chinese city of Shenzhen is being used as the test city. It will have over 250,000 cameras equipped with facial recognition software. People in the city will all be required to carry electronic identification cards so that they can be tracked anywhere. This is all being done with companies such as IBM, General Electric, and a number of other companies, helping the Chinese establish this technology so they can turn this particular city into an Orwellian state. But the key here is that the erection of the totalitarian state that's happening during the Beijing Olympics is all being done with American help. And there was a test run for what's happening in China right now. It was with the Tibetan riots. There, with the help of American companies, the technology used, the Chinese shut down the Tibetan cellular phone service and sent out propaganda messages against the Tibetans. Then they shut down access to the internet through the companies such as Google and Microsoft. These companies have all agreed to comply with China's censorship guidelines and access to the internet by the Chinese people. Then the Chinese listed a wanted list for certain Tibetans on Yahoo sites and other sites to target these particular individuals. Again, the American companies were assisting them. Then the Chinese moved in, and as we saw, what footage we did see of the Tibetan riots, they moved in and clamped down hard on the protests. What happened here, all the supposed liberating technology that American companies are giving to the Chinese government to help the Chinese people be free, was used against the Tibetans to actually limit their protests and free speech. Of course, to set up something like this, you have to have a reason. Why are they doing this prior to and during the Beijing Olympics? The same mantra that we've been hearing from our own government in the United States, and that is, these are anti-terrorism measures. The same philosophy has been used in America by allowing telecommunication companies under law now to hand over all their information to the National Security Agency and other intelligence agencies without violating the law. And this should be illegal, obviously. The Real ID Act, which is a law in this country now, will soon establish really the first electronic national ID card. Cities across the country are already starting to get very, very surveillance camera happy, even where in cities where there's no reason to have them, where there's virtually no crime. And the federal government now has skirted federal law. They're prohibited under federal law from collecting information on citizens, but they're actually buying information on American citizens on their credit card purchases, on all kinds of things from private data mining companies. And while the parallels are not exactly the same, they are onerous, and it seems to be headed in that direction of these type of security devices coming to the United States. And it all will boil down to how greedy the corporations are and how asleep the American citizens are. Will we know this is happening, first of all? And if we do, will we stand up? What's being erected now is essentially an electronic concentration camp. And if you just think about it a second, if you can be tracked everywhere you go, as they're doing in China now, if every time you step out on the street, some camera is reading your face and analyzing it and sending it back to a central database. If every purchase you make, every breath you take, even when you're asleep, they're probably going to know where you're at through thermal imaging. It's frightening. And the future of freedom, in my opinion, in this country, not to speak of a place like China where there's very little freedom, the future of freedom in this country is up for grabs.